everybody, Jimmy with the Triple C Collective here to bring you a new episode of Off the Spinner Rack. Today we're going to be diving into Conan the Barbarian. You may remember sometime last year, our first episode of Collected Conversations, we talked with Chris Butera, who was the assistant and now editor of the ongoing Conan the Barbarian and Savage Sword of Conan comics, being published by Heroic Signatures and Titan Books. And Chris was really great with his time, gave us a lot of really great information about the questions and where his love of Conan and everything had started. And that's kind of like where my history of Conan kind of starts. I really only knew the Arnold movies. I knew Marvel had some were like producing comics and stuff back in like the 70s and whatnot. So it was really great to talk about him, and I've got to say, I got really into these Conan comics. Chris was kind enough to send me the free comic book day issue here, which is from 2023, May of 2023, and it's a wonderful comic here. I really loved it, and it was really great. I also like that I have this little open here on the free comic book day, because I love getting little sketches and stuff here from different artists for things. So I always love that for free comic book day or whatever. But Chris was kind enough, because I missed the free comic book day Conan. He sent it out to me, and then I basically kind of fell in love with all of these. The first volume, the first trade paperback here is volume 1. It is called Bound in Blackstone. It collects the free comic book day and then issues 1 through 4. It also will have, I want to make sure I have the map the right way. It also will have this Hyborian age map from Francesca Bullrald. And I just want to say, check this out. Look at how awesome this is. This is beautifully rendered, and you get it at the start of every single issue that you get. It's a beautiful map. I love it. It's so great. Francesca just is a beautiful cartographer. Her art is all over the place in World of Warcraft and things, so go check that stuff out. You can buy that exactly from Conan.com as well. Now the actual cover to the Bound in Blackstone trade paperback volume is actually this Conan the Barbarian #1 exclusive con cover from 2023 New York Comic Con by Dan Panozan, and it's a beautiful cover. If you get that trade paperback, it's the same cover that's on that, and it's just so great. I love it so much. This whole Conan run and everything is being written by Jim Zub. Jim Zub is a wonderful writer. Just earlier this year, outside of the Conan and Dungeons and Dragons comics that he's been writing for years, basically, he also wrote a Wolverine comic that I really loved, a one-shot this year. He also, other people might know him from his own like original work, like Glitter Bomb and stuff. And he's just wonderful. And I had a chance to meet him a few years ago when he was here at C2E2. Lovely guy, love Jim Zub. And his writing is just even better. Like, again, Conan was not really what I'd call like a big character for me, even growing up, or like influence or anything like that. So like this is all kind of like brand new stuff to me in a lot of ways. And I gotta say, it's been a real fun ride so far. So it's written by Jim Zub. We've got the art for Volume 1 completely done by Rob De La Torre. We've got the colors by Dean White and Jose Villarrubia. We also have letters by Richard Starkings of Comics Craft. As I said, we've got the map illustration by Francesca. I can't say enough about this first volume. It's really great. So let's kind of dive into each one of these issues here. Now, the free comic book day one, it's titled The Prologue in the trade paperback, the volume 1 of it. It's basically, it's giving us a nice little prelude to the eventual of the ongoing story that we'll be getting from Conan going forward in all of issues 1 and on. And it's great because it's a little pre-battle at his like northern border. He feels kind of like hollow after it, and he's looking for a little bit more from life, so he leaves and he starts going on his own adventures. And that's where we get the start of the Conan ongoing series in issue 1. He is a part of a gang called the Bleeders. He ends up leaving them in his like kind of drunken stupor after leaving the Bleeders gang, and like fighting with their like former leader, head of, or whatever. He kind of has like a quick little flashback of like the battle from the Free Comic Book Day issue, so that kind of reintroduces you to, if you missed it then you kind of get a nice little recap there. You definitely miss out on some of the other great art from that Free Comic Book Day and whatnot, because all of this stuff just looks beautiful. But then Conan goes on. He meets Brissa, who is a picked soldier, and she is warning of an oncoming of a soon oncoming attack. And then we get an onslaught of all these like monsters that kind of seem cannibalistic, almost kind of like zombie, could be zombie-esque. It's really great. But it also kind of reminds you, because their eyes kind of glow almost, or it seems like they have like a glow to them. It almost kind of reminds you also of the ghosts from like the Lord of the Rings, specifically the movies, because they have that like green tint and stuff to them. And so you kind of see that here, which is really great. I'm not trying to knock it. I just love it. This onslaught then sort of kind of happens, and we get Brissa and Conan start getting a little bit closer, and they decide to head to Samaria to start warning the rest of this oncoming onslaught of these kind of monster creatures. So they get to Holer Rome, which is kind of like an outpost, a trading outpost. People kind of go there. You would consider like brothels, hotels, whatever kind of things there. Different taverns and pubs and whatnot, getting food, all kinds of trade and whatnot. It's like a trading outpost. Anyhow, they get there. They see Holer is in ruins. It's ruined. They see all of these monsters they want the corpses, like the dead corpses of all the people, or the knocked out people, or whatever. They want to take them, and they're leaving all kinds of like gold, rubies, riches and stuff all behind. And then Brissa and Conan kind of start arguing and fighting about like how to take care of the next set of like what their next plan of attack should be, how they should move forward with things, and everything like that. Then a creature kind of overhears all of this from Conan and Brissa, and they start to attack. Conan and Brissa have to team up and fight. They overcome that creature, continue on forward with their journey, towards this bright light. This bright light is kind of shimmering in the distance. The corpses are being like kind of called to it, and Conan and Brissa are fighting their way towards this like black stone structure. And they kind of see this structure, and then they start seeing people, continually being dragged in and everything. So they're kind of doing recon, and that's how issue 2 ends. Issue 3 is, they follow, Brissa and Conan follow the priests into the structure to find what's going on with these like corpses, like the dead bodies, what's going on here, if people are still alive, what's happening. They end up finding still some other Sumerians that are imprisoned, and Conan and crew, he releases the prisoners. Brissa and Conan split up here. Like Conan has Brissa take the remaining prisoners that are unable to fight, move forward, and that are still kind of sickly and ill, move out of the Blackstone structure and get them to safety, while Conan and a small group of still available or able-bodied fighters move forward to try and figure out, again, take all of this down and figure out what's happening here. Brissa leads the fighters, doesn't want to leave the fighters to safety. There's, some back and forth about it, but she finally gets them all out there. Conan and crew move in and fight. They can only describe as what would later become a well-known entity in the Batman lore of a Lazarus Pit. It's this big, almost like looking volcano thing. It's got this green like liquid and stuff in there. Again, the Lazarus Pit also tends to look green all the time, so it's just one of those things that, like, this thing that I know from this other medium was clearly inspired by this kind of thing here, or in this Conan kind of lore and whatnot. So this is our introduction into Tulsa Doom and all of his followers. Tulsa Doom in the movies was played by James Earl Jones in the first Arnold movie. And they are bringing anyone who is still alive to be sacrificed and thrown into the open pool of liquid there. Conan makes his way up to one platform, cutting down some other, Tulsa Doom, like, serpent priest people, kind of things. Starts fighting them, makes his way to Tulsa Doom. Him and Tulsa Doom start fighting, and they fall into the liquid themselves. That's the end of issue 3. Issue 4 is the finale of this arc. We get some really great images here, like Conan kind of going through history, meeting a couple of different people and things, and then finally he kind of gets sucked back into like the Tulsa Doom kind of thing, and you see like the Blackstone structure almost kind of like fall, and oh man, it's just some great stuff that we see here. They give you some really great nuggets for what's going to happen in later Conan comics and whatnot. I just really liked it. Conan the Barbarian, Volume 1, written by Jim Zub. It is published by Heroic Signatures and Titan Books. I highly suggest you guys go to your local comic shop and pick these up if you're looking for it, or if you're like, wow, Conan sounds pretty cool, because it is. It's just so great. And I really hope you guys all give it a shot and check it out, because the art's amazing, the story is awesome, and for a character that I know has been around since like the 1930s, that I more or less kind of just got really into outside of like the 3 movies that have basically been made, it's been a fun time. It's been a real fun time. It's a real quick, breezy read. I just love it. I loved it. I hope you love it. I am JimmE with the Triple C Collective. I hope you all stay safe. Please like and subscribe to our video and our channel. And thanks for joining.
Nice.